Hello, everybody. Welcome. Great to have you in here. Guys, this one was right down to the wire, and a big kudos to Xenia for finding this one out. Oh, there you go.
Doesn't really matter.
There you go. Sorry. And the lighting is all messed up, and poor Xenia looks white. I'm gonna give her light because everything is messed up here. We really got into a mess, guys. Talk about news changing and growing by the minute. Well,
yeah,
it did and then some. I'll be right back.
Well, in fact, guys, it oftentimes feels here like a news agency where everything is happening at the same time and you don't know what is changing, where it's changing, and what is the next thing to report to you guys. And it truly feels like we are somewhere in the newsroom. If you have watched the TV show Newsroom, that's exactly how it feels by times. And now we're going to talk a lot about COPPA today, and you might have felt that it already have changed and everything is done. Well, it's not done. We're going to talk about that. There are two major things happening today. We're going to update you on that. Before we do that, I can ask you to share this out because, of course, YouTube have limited monetization on this video and it's going to be pushed much less than suggested videos.
There
so
you go,
can
folks.
share it out, please do.
I left it up for you as to show you as there was before we even hit we went live, but just before we got our came out to say hello to you guys, there it was. That's what happens when you talk about things happening on YouTube that everybody should know about. There you go. So, welcome to YouTube once again. A great example. We pretty much knew it was coming, I guess. So, but nonetheless, always a little bit surprising. My God, everything is so out of whack. What happened? I don't know if things got bumped around, messed around.
Now, we are going to be covering, as I said, two different things, but they both are about COPPA. So as you have seen on the title, there are changes proposed to original COPPA that is now into effect. And we're going to talk a little bit in detail in that. Surprisingly, YouTube haven't mentioned that at all, although it has been, I wouldn't say in effect, but known about for a couple of days. And of course, the discussion that happened today between FTC and the YouTuber creators. We're going to highlight that, and of course we want to thank Barin Zoka, who is an owner and director of the amazing place of the think tank where TechFreedom, who created this discussion, and he personally allowed us to use their live stream today during our show to show you what was going on. So we're going to talk about that and some really awkward and some really interesting moments during that live discussion happened today. So stick around. We're going to show you exactly what happened.
That's right, guys. And once again, if you can help us out to fight the YouTube, we're not going to call it a full shadow ban, but definitely a hush move. If you guys can help us out and get the word out tonight more than ever, guys, hitting the like button, tweeting it out does make a really big difference. If you guys can do that for us anyway to get more people in to help fight it, it is greatly appreciated. Xenia worked really hard under the clock because we had a whole nother story. But yeah, at the end, because one story led into another and that, and it was interesting. Like a newsroom, you put it well.
It definitely felt like a newsroom. And yes, and that also means that I didn't have a lot of time to share this live stream out, which I usually do before we go live. So if you can help us out, please do. It is important for everyone. If you thought that you are... you can get away with COPPA. Well, it might not be the case. So let's, we're not trying to dramatize it. You'll draw your own conclusions. We'll present you with the facts. As always, all the resources will be available in the description afterwards. So let's get into it. And before we do that, we'll say hi as always. We can't not do that. Will we?
Sorry. What? Caribou Country Outdoors. It is me, Budget Outdoors and Survival. I've changed my name due to personal reasons, but I still have the same channel.
Oh, wow. That is so awesome. Yes, and I do recognize the logo, which is so awesome. And
definitely.
Welcome back, guys. Missed you like crazy.
Great to see you.
Well, yes, good to see you. I hope it's nothing serious, but so good to see you in the chat. We have Speech Fairies joining us. Restore this. Hello, how are you? Ronnie Egg, Junk Food Ali. Ronnie Egg here as well. Mrs. Green, that was a beautiful voice. Perry Tyler, hello, how are you? Hey, Jess, we'll be watching your video tonight on my nightly watch later playlist. Rock Truck Rob here as well.
Welcome, everybody. It's great to have you in here. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's not going to be too long of a show tonight, guys, but a lot of information packed into it. We're just giving a few minutes, give a chance for a few more to come in. Like we say, we're already on limited monetization for discussing YouTube once again, as per usual. And we're always green-lit after. That's not the issue. And it's not that we care about the $2 or whatever going to come out of the average. It's got nothing to do with that. It's that we don't get pushed hardly because of that. So it's not shadow banned, but kind of one step away. West Coast Cajun Cuisine, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Welcome, Blowhole. How are you doing? Great to see you. Aqua Nest in the house. Cubs Den, great to see all of you folks in here. A real pleasure. Hope you're doing great tonight. La Lydia's Life is in the house. How are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. So many great channels in here, guys. And we are talking YouTube, guys. Some updates that Xenia found this afternoon. We're running with them, so that's why we're right down to the wire. Literally, the last 4 minutes was just grabbing here. Oh, we got to talk about this. Put this video here. The thumbnail almost never got done. That was a rush. Just one thing after another. Hey, Mana. FPV, how you doing? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. It's a Simo thing. Hi, how are you? Oh, there's the heart and lipstick. Thank you so very much. How are you guys today, Chills TV? We're doing great, and hope you are as well. Jenny O'Brien, what is going on with you? Hope you're doing fantastic. You folks are great. Junk Food Ali, how are you? Speech Fears, if there's anybody I missed, let me know, guys. Bucktails Outdoors, great to see you. Ghost Pirate, one great channel after another. Xenia's literally just tweeting it out, guys. If you could do the same, that helps out immensely. You two are great. Aquanest, you are amazing. You're the ones that make us look good. It's great having you in here. Patricia Norwood, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing great tonight. Guys, it just never seems like we don't do YouTube drama on here. We're not interested in it. But the drama that seems to follow YouTube itself and its practices never seems to end. There's always one story coming out after another. How's it going tonight? Going good, Ryan. Hope you're doing fantastic. Farm All Fanatic is in the house. There's Mr. Boom. How are you doing? Great to see you, Farm All. Farm All is killing guys on the videos. They got to check him out. And he has the Grow Friday going Fridays as well. Purple Paisley Planner, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Pixel Pia is listening and lurking. I like it. Thank you so much. It's always great to have you in here. No matter what way you can enjoy us by being here, whether it's lurking or in the chat, whatever it is, it's just a pleasure. Thank you so much for doing so. Brant Ariels, how are you? Great to see you. You guys are helping us get the word out, I think, and it is helping, guys. We're almost at 70, which is pretty good for getting limited monetization off the bat, so thank you so much. But the more the merrier, guys. Messages for all in here. Get her done, Granny. How are you? Great to see you. Stonk, man, what is going on? Hope you're well. I have to go. Sorry, can't stay longer, but I'm coming back. So we'll be seeing a lot more. No, looking forward to it. Caribou Country Outdoors. You take care of yourself. I'm going to get used to calling you by the new name. And hope you're doing fantastic and have a great night. And it's great to see you back. Is there anybody else, guy? Lucky Beach Slots, I didn't say hi to. Oz TV, how you doing? Runny Egg as well. Barrel Boy Woods is in the house. Rizorian Buck, how are you? Great to see you. Digger Evans, hope you're doing fantastic. Once again, guys, we are limited monetization tonight, so they're not going to push us very much. So if you can help us out, and yes, there's the proof. There's the proof right there, folks. And yes, I applied for the request, and we'll get it. Most likely about an hour after the live stream's over when it's of absolutely no value to us. So it's not a money thing, it's a coverage thing. So if you guys can help us compensate for that by hitting the like button, tweeting it out, it will really make a gigantic difference, especially tonight. Grant McIntosh, how are you, buddy? Hope you're doing fantastic. The man that passed 3K 9 times. I hope it's sticking now. I checked last night, you were still there. Nikki D. Sings, great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Great to see you. And Joey Brooklyn's in the house. Joey, what is going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing great tonight. We're going to get into it very soon, guys. Don't forget about your selfies. Even on kind of nights like all this information, it's still great to get those selfies out there. A selfie of you watching us. You can't do that. A selfie of you. Upload to Twitter. Just make sure to use that hashtag Blue Wrench Group so us and everyone can find you. The algorithm loves, folks, when people are sharing your channel. So it's a big win for you. Just do it. It's just extra coverage on Twitter for your channel and as well extra coverage on YouTube. You're picking. We always got a couple up. Some really great selfies. Looking forward to seeing you guys. Firmal, you like that one? Yeah. No, Grant, I hope he's finally there to stay. He's paid his dues. We understand about it. We know all about seesawing very, very, very well. So quite familiar.
Hello, everybody. Yes, and I'm just reminding you about hashtag Blue Ranch Group, of course, if you want to add that selfie of yours and end up on our community selfie of the day. Well, selfies of the day. Usually it's like 4 of them because it's so hard to choose.
Yep.
And it's a great way of shouting your channel out for free. So why not to do it? Why not jump onto it? Hashtag Blue Ranch Group on Twitter as well.
Backyard Gardener, how are you? Great to see you. You're doing fantastic. Jackie Haru's in the house, our resident sweetie. Ian, the Stillwater Nation, here's a little tweet for that sweet Pusa meat.
Ah, well, thank you.
There you go.
I'll take that as a compliment.
That's right. That's right. Fantastic live stream. He's got guys really innovative action, Bill. Good to see you, Ian. Hope you're doing fantastic. I put up a new patriotic channel banner the other day to honor those lost in Tehran last week. That is awesome, Gary.
Yes.
Very well done. Yes, very sad. 57 Canadians on that plane that was taken down, unfortunately. Good for you, my friend.
Thank you. I'm sure people appreciate that. The Urban Legend is here. Hello and welcome here. Welcome back here. If you're new to our channel, I know Urban Legend have been here before, but if you're new here on our channel, don't be too alarmed about all of the blue wrenches. You're going to get your blue wrench as well. This is a philosophy here. Everybody is equal, no matter how big or small creator you are. Well, it doesn't matter for us. It matters for YouTube, and therefore we are on equal grounds here, learning how to be smarter YouTubers all together.
That's right, guys. And we're going to just do a tiny bit more of house cleaning, and then it's good to go, guys. We're going to get right into this. Don't forget about, of course, the Blue Wrench merch as well, if you can check that out if you have time. Maybe we'll not get it tonight because of limited monetization. Maybe we talk too much about this, they'll go to the next step and take our merch from us. God only knows.
There's a question from Sunny J. Shores, and I remind you that tomorrow is Tuesday Tech Talk. Oh my God, so many things to talk about. But I will answer quickly to this question. Should a small channel hide the number of subscribers? No. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. There you go.
There you go, guys. And don't forget to check out that merch. There you go, guys. Something for everybody. Blue Wrench Group merch, Super Chat merch. It's all there. Leggings, socks, you name it, with custom seamless blue wrenches on them. That's right.
Yeah.
Kind of quirky, kind of fun, all that good stuff. That's right. There you go, guys. And as well, the leggings as well. Lydia's Life, I believe, is still in here. She was the first person to purchase a pair of them. Quite proud of that. So definitely, guys, make sure to check them out. Lots of great stuff on there. And Sparky's in the house. How are you, Smokey? Oh, man, there's that COPPA word again. Yeah, I know. And it's getting it more and more interesting. And stumbled into one story. Well, kind of knew the story was coming, but then some interesting developments in that one led to a completely new part of it. And yeah, that was the breaking news side, and we'll get into that. We're going to do it in order, guys. We'll first do about the meeting itself, and then follow into the second part. So great to see you all in here, guys. Hope you're having a fantastic night. Anything else you need to cover, hon?
Are we doing a roll call? Did you do a roll call?
We can do a roll call. We can do a roll call. There was a hint and a half. All right. I think I did one already. Alrighty, folks. In the meantime, you can hit that like button. If you can tweet it out and all that good stuff. I think you turn down the light a bit. I think it's just adding more yellow at this point to you, hon. Giving you that jaundice color. I know we got to fix this after. I don't know what is going on. Play there. You play with the light while I'm doing that. Hit the like button, tweet it out, tell friends, all that good stuff, guys. The more the merrier, especially when it's unlimited monetization. It's hard for us to get the word out, so you guys can really help us out in that area, and it is really, really appreciated. I want to give a great big welcome to the Gambler After Dark is in the house. Great to oh no, there we go. TRX TR9RX. There we go. Now we're getting it straight. How are you? And welcome. We have the Dolphinic crew. I always wonder if I'm pronouncing it right. Welcome the Urban Legends in the house. The Stillwater Nation's here, folks. That's right. Great channel, folks. Great live stream. As well as the Sneaky Fox is in the house. We got Tasha Reed Noir here, folks. My son always comes when I'm in the middle of one of these things to get for coffee. I don't know why. That's timing. We got Sunny J. Shores in the house. We got Spirit Vox Paranormal Dundee in the house. We got Speech Fairies in the house. Sparky 107 is in the house. We have Self-Love always here, folks. We got Ryan Vexo. We got Runny A. We got Rock Truck Rob. We got Razorian Buck. The Sneaky Fox. Thank you so very much for that. That is so kind of you. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. You really are an amazing supporter. Guys, can somebody run Sneaky Fox's link for a couple of minutes? We start to do that, guys, after the $10 one, just to say thank you. Thank you so much to Sneaky Fox. Very, very kind indeed. We got Quicksilver in the house, folks. We got Purple Paisley Planner in the house. We got Posh Cats Gaming in the house. We got Pixel P Alive in the house. We got Oz TV in the house. We got Art Natural Adventure in the house. We got Nomadic Van Man in the house, folks. We got Nikki D Sings in the house. We got Nature's Beauty in the house. Miss Leah Love 79, welcome. We have Miss Green Thumb in the house.
And another one
my
from
God.
the Sneaky Fox. Thank you so much for another super chat. The Sneaky Fox, thank you.
That was sneaky and way too kind. It was together. You don't have to do that. My God almighty. Thank you so very much. It's like his and hers. There you go.
Yes.
Doesn't want us to fight over them.
Thank you.
That was really too kind. Thank you so very much for that. We have Monster Sports and Entertainment here, folks. We got Mini Hut Cooking. We got Melly 93 Eats in the house. We got Louis P. Floyd. He likes to repeat all his answers. He's one of the only people we've ever let get away with that one in there. He's the only self-proclaimed spammer that seems to have a knack to it. He literally came into Rogers this morning and wrote, "What's going on here? Question mark. What's 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 going on here? Question mark." That was his entrance. Lori's RV Life, how are you? Great to see you. Leonard Shea is in the house. We got Laura Bruno in the house. Lydia's Life is in the house. Joey Brooklyn is in the house. Oh my God.
Thank
Holy
you
crap.
so much. Wow, the Sneaky Fox, the third super chat. Wow.
You're crazy, man.
Yes, you are. Thank you.
Well, thank you so very much for that, Sneaky Fox. That is gigantically kind. I can't even think of a word to describe it. Thank you
Super, thank you so much.
Thank you very much, buddy, for all the support. It's much appreciated. Welcome, Jenny O'Brien is in the house. We have Izzy Fam in the house. It's a Simo Thing is in the house. Heartful Mom is in the house. Hand Paid Jackpots is in the house. Ghost Pirate is in the house. Get Her Done Granny is in the house. Geek Effects is here. Welcome. We have Funkin' Mess in the house. One of these days I'll slip. Farmall Fanatic Mr. Boom is in the house, folks. That's right. We got Endless Vlogs in the house. We got E-Money Shoes in the house. We got DJ Ian Entertainments in the house. We have Digger Evans in the house. We have David Bill Vlogs in the house. We have Cubs Den in the house. We got Chris the Fam in the house. We got Chills TV in the house. We got Sherry Awesome Sunset Travel in the house. We got Rogers there, guys. Canadian Drone Hub, where you can find me most mornings. Canadian Drone Hub is here. We got Buck's Tales Outdoors. Brock Nex is here all the way up from probably the warmer than here Alaska, as always. He's always got warmer temperatures than us, even though he lives in Alaska. Bluegrass Picker is here, guys, that's right, as well as Blowhole, as well as Arthur Moret, and as well as Aquatic Nest. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for coming. I see some other people saying hi here. Unicorp's Tales, welcome, welcome, welcome. I see Sam Hayden in the house. How you doing, Sam? Hope all is well with you. Anybody else we missed, guys? Just highlight our name and say hi so we can give you a welcome as well. And we're going to jump into our topic in just a minute. Any of you just joined, we are limited monetization once again because we're talking about YouTube. And once again, there's the proof right there, so we're not making it up. We're not worried about the couple of bucks in AdSense. What we're worried about is the push. So if you guys can help us out and let people know what's going on, it really makes a huge difference anytime, but especially tonight. So, Queen Jenna, how are you? Great to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing fantastic. Terrell's Artwork Channel's in the house, folks. Check out Terrell's Artwork Channel, our very first wrench we ever had, folks. We ever had. I don't know, Andrew. It's been around 0 for the past few weeks and no warm-up in sight. Well, we were above you, but we're going back down below you again, though, I think.
Yes.
Yep.
That's true.
This is true.
That's true, guys. If we can equalize all of that across the world in the places where it's really hot right now, we would. Louis B. Floyd,
Louis B.
chip
Floyd.
of coffee for one of you.
Say his name fast 6 times for him.
Louis B. Floyd, 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 Louis B. Floyd. I think it was more than 6 times, so there you go. I didn't know I could say that fast.
There you go, Louis. That one was just for you. I dedicate that one to you. Thank you so much for the cup of coffee. We're going to definitely enjoy it together. Actually, McDonald's is $1 a coffee through the winter here in Quebec, so there you go.
Ooh.
With the exchange and everything and all that stuff, I think you've got to start 2 cups of coffee, so thank you very much. There you go.
2 cups for coffees in Canada.
Yeah, there you go.
If you're wondering where should you go for vacation, Canada is your place.
McDonald's in Canada.
Yeah.
Just go there for 5 days.
Yeah.
Tamara Maglin, how are you? Great to see you. Hope you're doing greetings, you dynamic too. Oh my God, you're too kind. Way too kind.
Oh, the
Oh
snaky
my God,
fox.
almighty.
Oh my goodness.
You're crazy.
The force.
You're
Is it
good.
Force?
You're good.
Force is from the snaky fox.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Do appreciate that. Thank you.
You are so far beyond kind, I don't even know what to call it at this point. Well, there you go. Thank you.
Now, guys, I was waiting for this joke for all of this day. And of course, you guys, if you follow us on Twitter, you've seen what we done all together. You know how we always talk about we are in this together. We got to put our efforts together and make things happen. Well, yesterday we did it. We guys did it together. Andrew, let's do it again. Let's raise it, let's shake it, let's turn those gray thumbs blue and make an earthquake. Yes, today, this morning, 5:35 a.m., there was an earthquake around Montreal. Yes, it was just below 4 at 4, but it still was an earthquake. I felt it,
guys.
People felt it, I woke up from it. Yes, we made it happen, guys. So if you don't believe that we can make it happen, look at that. It's all over the news, the earthquake in Montreal.
You guys made it happen, guys. You made those aftershocks, so cheers to you folks, and please hit that like button again if you haven't done it.
Let's shake it.
Let's see if we can get a couple more.
Let's shake it, let's do it like we did this morning, 5:35 a.m. If you woke up from it, you were a part of it.
I didn't know where you were going for the first part. I was trying to get you like, and Andrew, and that. I'm like, First, you got a sticker. There you go.
It's okay. Super sticker, super John, super sticker, super John, super stinky fox, super stinky fox, super stinky fox, stinky fox. No super sticker, but I can do a sneaky fox in a super sticker moment. So thank you so much. Wow, that is super generous and kind.
You're over the top. You're over the top. My God Almighty.
Yeah.
I would even listen to them. I'll not even plug my ears at this point for that one. My God Almighty. Thank you so very much, Steve. And thank you, Get Her Done, Granny. You both are so awesome. Thank you so very much. Do appreciate it.
Now, is a magnitude 4 bad? No.
No.
All you can feel is a tiny slight shaking and a sound. That's all. There's no casualties. Nothing has crumbled. It's really nothing. They happen all over the place all the time here. Nothing big usually, but this one actually was around here, which it doesn't happen too often, which is right around the downtown kind of area. So, last one I think they just moved in here, which was like a decade ago or so. So that was exciting. Nikki D. Sings is here. Hello.
Lori's RV Life, how are you? Welcome. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. Woodworking dude, how are you? Going in the shower and coming back? Not a problem. We're not going to be on too long, though, tonight, guys. It won't be like a 3-hour show or anything. So we'll be on for a little while. We're going to get into our topic in just a minute here. So if you're hanging around, you're like, guys, get to it. We are going to get to it. We're actually past when we should have gotten to it.
Yeah.
But we are going to get to it. So is there anything else we need to cover?
No, I don't think so.
Alrighty, guys. All right, folks. Introduction. Now, let's see, guys. Xenia, you want to take the first part? I'll take the second part.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So today we're something going on as planned, and this was planned ahead of time. There was an open panel discussion organized in Washington, D.C., and it was organized by TechFreedom. Once again, a huge thank you to TechFreedom and personally the president, who allowed us to use their footage in our live stream. So thank you so much for that. And they organized a luncheon discussion on FTC and COPPA between YouTubers and between COPPA experts of different kind. Now, there were different YouTubers that were taking part of it. Of course, there was Mother Goose Club representatives, Harry Joe. That's basically a channel that is created for families, for preschoolers and families to watch together. There was Jackie A. Nerd Crafter, Jeremy Johnson, J House Vlogs, who is not only family vlogger but also ex-attorney lawyer himself, and of course Forrest Kreekcraft, who is a Roblox live streamer and video creator for gamers, and he was representing the gaming community. And there were COPPA experts, of course, TechFreedom president Barin Soka, Angela Campbell, who is professor of law and also a co-director of Institute for Public Representation, Jim Dunstan from TechFreedom, Sarah Holland, who is public policy manager for Google, and Phyllis Marcus, who is Hunton Andrews Curse law firm, who oftentimes does a pro bono cases for different cases like that in the United States. Now, at the end of this discussion, Commissioner Phillips also joined the Fire Squad questionnaire and answered all different kind of questions. Now, we're not going to be talking about all of the live stream, and link will be, and I think is already in the description below. So after this live stream, if you're going to want to go back and see all of it in entirety, you can go and do that. But we're going to highlight some of the things that sparked our curiosity, and maybe can raise some discussion for you after in the chat as well, which on one hand was really interesting, on the other hand was really funny, and if you look at it in the other way, it's really kind of tragic comically, because if this is what we're talking about when we talk about COPPA, then it's really sad. So we're going to present you with a couple of highlights, video highlights. If you haven't seen that, check that out. And once again, thank you so much for letting us use your footage. Tech Freedom, big thank you to you.
Definitely.
Now, this probably is going to go viral from Kreekcraft. And as I said, Kreekcraft is representing the gaming community. He was in touch with FTC commissioners beforehand, have visited Washington, I think once in January or in December. Like, he was actually trying to defend his community with Roblox and Minecraft and age restrictions and general population and so on. So when asked at the end of the live stream, and how he would address FTC and what he would say to them as a general summary statement, he said this.
Please consult with people that do use the internet, and don't make laws for stuff you don't understand.
That's right. And I think this pretty much sums up what all of us creators think altogether, that YouTube is kind of like a black box, or I don't know even how to call it, a cat in a hat for FTC and a lot of legislation people out there who actually has power to change the laws, because they don't have a clue how YouTube actually works. And you're going to see it in the following videos, how little of a clue they actually do have about what we do here, how does it work, and how does COPPA actually will affect us.
You know, I just got to say as a side note, anybody, I'm 46 in my age group, if you remember the 80s when Pippa Gore and all them went down on all rock bands and stuff like that, that was the days of, you know, backwards messages and music, blah, 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 and everything. A lot of rock stars did the same thing as this young man is doing today. It's not the first time this is coming, but we're in a whole new dimension. But I was thinking that a lot when I was watching him today. He reminded me of Dean Snyder from Twisted Sister when he went up against those and, you know, went and fought his case. And actually, at the end of the day, came in more prepared and stole the show. And that's been well documented as him doing so. And here we are today, many years later, and we've evolved and we've found more ways to cushion ourselves in people who just don't seem to get what they're setting their laws for, or so out of touch from the actual medium they're referring to.
Yes, definitely. He has been a hero almost in the Roblox and Minecraft community, because really he did a video talking about COPPA, like many of us did, and FTC Commissioner Phillips actually contacted him and said, come to Washington. I want to speak with you, which was pretty cool from FTC part on that side. At least one person wanted to know what they're actually doing the laws about, right? This was the positive side of it, and kind of representation of us as creators right there. But then if we turn to the other side of the panel, where COPPA experts were supposed to be, well, this is a different story altogether. And the following video is going to describe you and show you what happened when the TechFreedom president, Baron Zoka, addresses the panel and asks experts, including the Google Public Policy Manager, to explain what was YouTube settlement with FTC about.
This just may turn your stomach a bit when you see this, to be honest.
Phyllis, could you summarize what exactly did the FTC settlement with YouTube do? Just what is
I think I'm probably not the best person to speak.
Sarah?
Let's have Sarah do it.
Oh, no, I was actually thinking Phyllis would be the best person to do it. Because I think one thing is, like, there's been a lot of focus on YouTube, but COPPA, and I think that's one of the reasons Amelia here has a broad impact, right? YouTube is, like, very much a big name in the conversation, but is by far not the only. And I know Phyllis represents a lot of different clients that have been impacted by this as well, and perhaps it's more helpful for someone outside of the settlement to talk about it as opposed to someone who was in the settlement. We can obviously point people to a lot of information on the record as well.
Okay, well, we're short on time here. I just need someone to give us a really quick overview of what the settlement requires. So, someone.
You want to jump in? I mean, okay, I'll take a whack at it. And, you know, we have a commissioner in the audience, so he can also speak to it as well.
Does that not speak of the... I'm going to play this back for you guys. That's why, because I had to do it as soon as I was done. I've seen incompetence. I've seen babbling. I've seen passing the buck, and I've seen deer in headlights. Really, do you get to see them all happen at the exact same time by the people who were made to bring this all together? So let's just review this one more time, shall we?
Phyllis, could you summarize what exactly did the FTC settlement with YouTube do? Just what is
I think I'm probably not the best person to speak.
Sarah?
Let's have Sarah do it.
Oh, no, I was actually thinking
Oh, no, you. Please don't do this.
person to do it.
Don't ask
'cause I
me.
think one thing is, like, there's been a lot of focus on YouTube, but COPPA, and I think that's one of the reasons Amelia here has a broad impact, right? YouTube is, like, very much
We're innocent.
a big name in the conversation, but is by far not the only. And I know Phyllis represents a lot of different clients that have been impacted by this as well, and perhaps it's more helpful for someone outside of the settlement to talk about it as opposed to someone who was in the settlement. We can obviously point people to a lot of information on the record as well.
Okay, well, we're short on time here. I just need someone to give us a really quick overview.
Look
of
at the
what
face of
settlement
Google.
requires.
Yep. There's the deer in the headlights.
Someone.
Don't come back to me. Don't look at me. Don't ask me.
I mean, okay, I'll take a whack at it. And, you know, we have a
We'll
commissioner
take a
in the
crack of it.
Yeah.
We'll just play a
he can also
guessing
speak
game.
to it as well.
They were one step short of saying, we do love our YouTubers like Nacy Kaistad. That's what I was waiting for at that point. That's how much it just showed they know exactly what's going on where they are. Like it's an unbelievable, monumental PR disaster right before your very eyes. This isn't when it was first talked about. We're in January.
This is the 4th meeting, by the way.
Yes. So they've had time to get their ducks in a row. It's not my fault. It's my first day, and all those good things into one. So there you go, folks. Atrocious. Absolutely atrocious.
Yeah, and that just symbolizes of how little understanding there is not only in FTC, but Google itself. What is COPPA about and what should they do? If we have questions to YouTube and saying, well, you should change this and you should change that, and you are drowning the creators here, well, they don't even know what should they be doing. The public basically representative for Google doesn't have a clue what the settlement is about. So how would they even know how to implement it in YouTube guidelines?
Or if it came into mediation, do they even understand enough to implement it? How can you program get the algorithm set to do it? It's just unbelievable fumbling from moment to moment. It's like sports bloopers.
Yep.
That's exactly what it's like watching. It's like watching them fumble and fumble and fumble over the line. It's unbelievable. We were shocked.
We were playing it over and over because the face expressions, guys, they're priceless. Like, you could make a meme out of it. Just zoom into that face expression and see what it says. Like, there is no poker face whatsoever.
I have a feeling by tomorrow you do a search on Google, you're going to find many a meme. If there was ever a meme
I have a
baked.
feeling someone might be fired. I mean, come on. This is a fourth meeting. You should be prepared. And it's not like it's the first time. Like Andrew said, they knew about it like literally since the beginning of summer of last year. By now, you would know by heart what your settlement was about. But I guess maybe, just a guess, they just wanted to pay it off and not really get into the details of it. Maybe that's what it was about. That's all ours or yours, guess, really. White Tiger Unplugged is here. Hello, how are you? Stargazer here. Cubs Den. Hello, and welcome everybody else as well. We're talking about the best highlights of the discussion live today between FTC COPPA experts, I will do the air quotes, and YouTubers. Yeah, now if you want to know what exactly do they know about YouTube Kids content, what is YouTube Kids, what is YouTube, and how do we actually create content here? Well, public representation director, she's the one actually that put in the complaint, like the head of the whole committee who put the complaint against YouTube. She's also a law professor. Angela Campbell talked about what is YouTube Kids. Does she really understand?
What I realized was that all of that kids programming on YouTube Kids was coming from YouTube. And my clients kept asking me, they said, well, how can YouTube get away with this? Because
so all of the content on YouTube Kids comes from YouTube. What a surprise. Wow. They have no clue how YouTube works. They have no understanding of how YouTube Kids works whatsoever. And this is the head of the Institute for Public Representation, who was the head of the complaint against YouTube when the settlement was made. There is no understanding whatsoever.
Nope. Not a bit. I don't like it. Get rid of it. Fix it.
Wow.
I'll tell you how to do it. Just get rid of it. I don't need to know the details. Don't need to know how the platform works. Just get rid of it. That she does. Do you find she has quite a resemblance to Tweety Bird? I was thinking that today.
Yep.
I do see some Tweety Bird in her. I don't know. Maybe she's not kid friendly on YouTube. Maybe that's why they had to show it only here.
Well, I'm not sure. I don't want to bully anybody into anything, but if you wonder if she maybe doesn't know anything just about YouTube Kids, well, which she probably should know since that's the whole case here, but she also talked about parents, and yes, that's the one that I was really weirded out about, and I'll tell you what about exactly after we show you the video. If you wondered if you have any rights to your children and what they can and can do, well, she has a point to make. That's right. Let's go, Angela. Let's go, Angela. The next video is about parents and children and what you can and cannot let them watch, according to her.
things are child directed, and they think their kids are protected when they don't actually.
So what about co-viewing? What about the, Harry, he creates content, Mother Goose Club, that's really, it's for parents to watch with their very, very young children, preschoolers.
Look at the look on her face right there. She's telling them that. Look at that.
Yeah.
Not a clue. Doesn't know who he's talking about. Not a clue why he's bringing him up, or how anybody could even question what's going on. Like, just the look of disdain, like, you don't need to bother me with these details. We already know it's bad, so just blanket the effect. That's all. Don't waste it with the details.
But the parents don't have the choice to say we don't want behavioral targeting unless COPPA applies. So even the fact that the parent might be watching with the kid, that doesn't change the fact that children can be manipulated through behavioral advertising. So I don't see how having a parent in the room, they haven't given actual consent in terms of COPPA, and the child isn't protected.
Yeah, I mean, the question is, aren't they essentially giving consent? They've logged into their YouTube account, and they're allowing their children to watch to watch these videos. Aren't they giving consent to that? Why not?
Because they haven't consented to the behavioral advertising. They don't. Their choice is you can watch it and let your kid be targeted advertised to, or you can't watch it at all. That's not really a choice.
Okay. Yes, it is. I mean,
let's do that pause again.
And the problem is,
I got to do the
Choice.
awkward silence. The awkward silence.
At all. That's not really a choice.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at the guy in the middle. Look at him. You see him? Bewildered. Bewildered.
Yes, it is. I mean, it really is. And the problem is, if we just say, you can't have targeted advertising, we know the impact, the revenue impact of that. What is that going to do for the future of new creation?
Well, we don't know
down
the
the
revenue
line?
impact of that.
Well,
There-
We don't know the impact of it, so we're just not going to do it. That's all. And we're not going to. It's either going to be. It's all or nothing club, basically. And don't get lost in the details. They'll just slow you down.
No,
Wrong. It's wrong. Evil.
Yeah, it's evil, and
Evil.
you're not a parent. Even
Evil.
if you do know what YouTube is about, and you let your kids watch YouTube using your account, well, it's not enough.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a government stepping in and saying you're doing it wrong. Children are still exposed to advertisement
That's
that
right.
shouldn't be there. Wow. So basically hitting, doing this on the parents' hands and saying you're wrong. You can't, bring your own children up. You don't know what you're talking about. But then there's another part of it. In that clip, she says, well, you can't choose to have behavioralized advertising. Well, in fact, you can. In fact, as a parent, you can go to your Google ad settings and turn them off for customized advertising. By the way, I will put the link in the chat here and in the description afterwards as well.
No, I'll give her something. In one part, and God help me, this hurts to do. Yes, you two could have just laid it out, and this could have been an option where it's laid out in very simple, layman's terms, and that could have been set by the FTC. You have to lay it out what they have. Do you agree to let your child watch it? Do you agree to the self-appointed and mark it out in big bold letters and maybe have them do it once a week just to keep reminding, just to make sure it's still there, make sure you're still comfortable with it until you do it. God only knows. I will give her that, and that's a 1/10 of a point, just so I don't seem too biased. Just trying here, and this, believe me, I'm reaching to my toes to get that one out of me. But I mean, this is ludicrous. It's basically you do not know how to raise your kids. You do not know how to monitor them. You shouldn't even, at that point, they shouldn't even be watching TV or anything. Nothing. Zero. Nothing. Go read a book. God forbid there's an ad in that. Don't read a magazine. And just stare at an apple tree for the rest of the day. It's so out of touch with the realm of today's life. There's no way. It's mind-boggling, and you can see it in their faces. You can see it in her that she can't even explain what she wants to say. That was what was so frustrating about it. It would be annoying enough with the points laid down why, but she couldn't even do that. With that for the whole time, and them all staring at each other. And for God's sakes, Google, who's supposed to be imposing this thing, they look at each other almost like hot potato. No, you handle it. Pretend it's not happening. It's not happening. I can't hear you. That's in short what the whole thing turned out to be. Absolutely disgraceful. And this will make the decision on whether some of our videos will pass or not, whether some channels could be shut down or not, whether some channels could be fined or not, etc., etc., etc. But yet, trust Google. We're in their hands. They're going to take good care of us and stuff like that. Yes, the FTC thought it up. Yes, it got implemented by them, and everybody's at fault by this panel. That's exactly what that panel showed today. That's what I see. Everybody just either wash their hands of it or don't even know why it's happening or what to do with it. So, I don't know. If there was an enlightening point in the whole thing, it got lost on me. Sparkle by Monica, how are you? Great to see you. Pixel P alive. There she. So she represents the lawmakers.
Well, she basically made a case against YouTube when
Yeah.
when the complaints were made in the summer, and as a result, the big 170 million lawsuit and the COPPA and all of that, she was ahead of the representation of all of the people and committees and all of the nonprofits that made a case against YouTube. That's what she
representing
is.
lawyers,
Yeah,
yes.
she's director of Institute for Public Representation. She's also a law professor here in McGill and different other institutions as well. I doubt that she has read anything from YouTube guidelines, the way the YouTube works. Maybe try and post a video yourself, things like that. Try to be a creator, try to be a viewer, and see how it actually works. There is no understanding whatsoever how it actually works. I don't know how many videos she actually have watched in her lifetime. Like, how can you make a case against something that you haven't even tried watching, haven't tried to use the product? You can review it in a full, not understanding how it works? It's unbelievable. And these are only two examples. There's many more of those in the live stream, in the whole thing. If you want to watch it, check it out. Crazy. It's crazy. It's appalling. And at the end of this all, YouTube creators were much more better prepared for this live stream, for this discussion, with the videos that they had at the beginning, with the points that they were making all together and individually as a team and as creators, bringing on examples, answering questions. The creators were really prepared. They knew what they were talking about. And in the place where they didn't know, when it was a law or something that they don't have responsibility over because they are not the lawmakers, they were saying, okay, we don't know, let us know, give us a clue how it works, kind of thing. You can admit that you don't know something. These guys here, on the other hand, felt like they just came, as part of their lunch break and didn't even understand what was the whole meeting about, which is so crazy because this is the biggest polarizing FTC ruling since 1940s. It hasn't been anything like this ever since 1940s, and yet such an indifference of how it is working and what is going to be the effects afterwards. It's unbelievable.
It was like a stay away workshop, and they got there and found out all of a sudden, instead of learning, they were going to be the hosts.
Yeah.
Not that's exactly what it feels like. They got there and, oh, by the way, you're going to be the ones talking, not learning. And it became the absolute festival, we'll call it, for lack of a better term, that you've seen before your very eyes. So, yeah, there was lots of great moments into it. Let's just recap for a
Phyllis,
second.
could you summarize what exactly did the FTC settlement with YouTube do? Just what is?
I think I'm probably not the best person to speak.
Sarah?
Let's have Sarah do it.
Oh, no.
No. Good God, no. You're the one. Oh, I insist. No, you first. You first. It's like they're walking out of the plane in World War II as paratroopers and never done it before. I mean, you can't buy this kind of material. Usually people edit the videos after they make them look like this.
Yeah.
They've just taken out the middleman and said, you know what? Don't wait for the meme. We're going to take care of that right from the get-go.
Just what is?
I think I'm probably not the best person to speak.
Sarah?
Let's have Sarah do it.
Oh, no, I was actually thinking Phyllis would be the best person to do it. Because I think
Google Public Policy Manager says, I'm not the right person to talk about it.
Yeah,
about
that's right.
YouTube settlement.
That's
Google
right.
owns YouTube. They are not the right people to talk about YouTube settlement. Like, I got to repeat it over and over in my head to even understand how can it even come up as an answer,
It is the most bizarre thing. I don't know. I don't even know how to follow it up. I don't know. And I thought of what to say, and exactly I always do that when we get it. I don't really know if there's anything else to add to it at this point in time as far as how that went. Those clips, honestly, you can say, oh, well, they're just clips out of it and that. But those were just 4 of the clips from some of the main parts of it where they were deep down into the point of why they were all there. And if it was that kind of a show for those 4 clips, it gives you an idea pretty much what the whole thing went to. By no means the fault of the host, of course, of the debate, and of course by the YouTubers that went there to represent themselves. They were prepared. They didn't do the that didn't exist. So
And you
So-
might say that we are, a little bit one-sided. We're YouTube creators. We're on the side of YouTube creators. No, we're also parents. We have 3 children, and the smaller one is under 13 years of age. And we do care about what our kids are exposed to, especially because we know it's so inside out as being creators. So we are on both sides. We want to have safer internet for our children. Of course, as a parents, we do want to, but this is not what it's providing it. It definitely not. It's just reducing the amount of content that is presented there on YouTube. So kids choose from the stuff that is presented, which now is even harsher, more violent, more restrictive in a way than the content was before.
Which was brought up great by the hosts in that part, and asked them directly, aren't you worried of that now that people are going to put more heavier geared adult content on just to ensure there's no way it can be any form entangled with kids' content? And kids are still going to see it. How many parents are going to stop them? Let's call it for what it is. Pretty much the kids who are watching before COPPA are going to be watching after COPPA. There is a percentage that won't let their kids watch YouTube. There is a percentage that still watch everything with their kids. Yes, true. But it's not a very big percentage. I'm sure they don't have the numbers onto it because it's pretty much impossible to get. But nonetheless, I think it doesn't take a far stretch for the imagination. Even these guys could maybe figure that number out if you put it to them. Maybe that's one question they could pretty much get a consensus on or not pass on to 10 other people. So that's where that stands. And is there anything else, hon, you want to add to this part? Sorry.
No, just reading the chat here. Spirit Rocks Paranormal Dante said, I think if you say the internet to them, they're still thinking about 256K dial-up. Yeah, that might be the case. And My Not Traditional Life says, yes, they do not get the impact. Why would a YouTuber make kids content with these new rules? Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Well, we're gonna jump into the second part of our live stream and the new breaking update that YouTube is hush about, of course.
Yes.
Of course. What else is new? We're gonna talk about that, and I'm gonna pass the microphone to Andrew here. Andrew, the floor is yours, as my English teacher.
No.
would say.
I don't think I'm the right person. You do it. No, I don't know.
What? What's the question?
What's a YouTube?
I'm not the right
What's a
person to
YouTube?
ask about.
What is the YouTube?
Breaking news? What?
What?
When did it happen?
I don't know where I am. I'm hungry. I'm cold and scared. All righty.
Yeah.
Okay. Philip, how are you? Great to see you, Philip. Welcome to everybody in here as well. By the way, anybody who just joined us, it's great to have you all in. Yes, guys, we are limited monetization once again the moment we hit the go button. So if you can help us out and tweet it out, hit the like button so more folks can see this, because it's not going to get a lot of push. We greatly appreciate it.
And before we get into the serious stuff again, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat, Grimes Fines. Thank you so much. How's it going? I know it's going fantastic for you and your channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much, buddy. Thank you. Do appreciate it. You are absolutely awesome. Fantastic channel, guys. Make sure to check them out. Kane, how are you? Welcome. Hope you're doing fantastic. Minion Moto, Minion Moto, not what she's been doing to me. We're talking YouTube tonight. I love watching coverage here. Yes, Grimes, exactly. It's always a two-part effect. They like her freaking out and me getting terrified. A Simple Life in North Wales. Welcome. Great to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. All right, guys, on to the second part. So we're digging through this, and this was a late story we jumped into. And Xenia's running with it. We're cutting. Even made the thumbnail with this in mind. But like it usually happens, then we find out there's another part to all this. And the article we first found it onto, we're going to credit, is Haley Samsel was the original article that went through. And then we went back and looked and seen it on Rush Wahlberg introduces okay, well, Rush, we'll just say it's on his site, Bobby L. Rush, as he likes to be called. Okay, where are we going to go into this? I'm just going to go right here. Hang on. All right, there we go, folks. New bill would update children's online privacy law in wake of YouTube TikTok controversies. Now, this was released today, and this is unbelievable. When you didn't think it was going to get any tighter, you know something's about to happen. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So the new bill of COPPA, Protect Kids Act, raises age requirements to 16. So if this goes through, we're not even talking 13 anymore. We're going up another 3 years. Now we're into 16-year-olds would have to have parental permission to enjoy all the threatening stuff that goes on YouTube, like watching what we just seen a while ago. Preventing real online threats endangering children today, Protect, as it's called, Kids Act, proposed by U.S. Representatives Bobby L. Rush and Tim Walberg on the 9th, not yet voted on, modernizes Child Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, in effect now. So this means we're going to have new additions to it, guys. And it raises the age of parental consent protection from children under the age of 13 to under the age of 16. Adds precise geolocation information and biometric information as 2 new categories of personal information which are protected under COPPA. Sparkle by Monica, oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Keep it up. You too. Thank you so much. Good to see you.
Oh my God. Sorry guys, no, I just lost my spot. I just gotta get back here for a second. So, affirms the rules under COPPA also include protections to children on mobile applications in addition to already existing rules for websites and online services. So that means now apps and everything, anything basically web driven would get this attention from protection under the new Protect. I don't know why they call it COPPA. I gave it the name COPPA 2.0 just for ease sake, but we'll call it Protect. COPPA Protect? How's that sound?
Yeah,
there's so
Kids
many of them.
Protect. Well,
It's gonna be like that long.
I don't know how did they even came up with explanation of Protect, because Protect actually is abbreviation. It is presenting real online threats endangering children today. That is Protect. Wow, that took probably years to come up with.
Here's another one. Provides parents the ability to delete any personal information about their child. A feature never before afforded to parents under COPPA to protect their children, and requires the FTC to conduct a study on the knowledge standard found in COPPA and report recommendations to Congress. This is really taking it, guys, to a whole new level. The age restrictions onto it, the ability for parents to remove the information as well pertaining to their child that's been collected. This is what everybody worries about, is the slippery slope. And this is exactly where it's going already. And I don't think anybody thought it would be coming quite this fast. But you're getting into the age of talking where people get a driver's license now. This is the stuff that's being brought before. And this is not like the thing about these is it always starts with a basis. But guess what? More and more groups, more and more in this place, senators and stuff like that get involved, add their tags to it depending what they want. And the next thing you know, there's basically no more there's no more usability here on this platform for anybody under 16. The onus will definitely, I want to see there was evidence. Yeah, here it is. But with the new legislation is similar to a Senate bill introduced by Senator Josh Haley and Ed Markey. There is one difference in the approach to enforcing COPPA. Hawley and Markey would revise the requirement that a company can only be found in violation of COPPA if there is evidence that they knew children were using their site. Under the Hawley-Markey bill, companies would be found in violation of the law even if they claim to have not known kids were using the site because due diligence would show that children could access it, and that's according to The Verge. So there you go, folks. We started talking about this, what? Was it 4 months? Would it be 4 months?
September. Yeah. We started talking about that in September, yeah.
And here we are with levels upon levels upon levels, and I don't see them stopping by any shape or form. There's a lot that have wanted to sink their teeth into YouTube for a while and other social media platforms. And I think this is the time for it. And it's surprising it came in this quickly, but it was kind of inevitable once the path we were starting to take onto it. So when you add such heavy accountability onto the creator, that's what changes a lot of things. Because in a lot of tech sectors up until now, they would go bankrupt or get bought out the last minute, cleanse it out, and things would kind of go on. They can absorb a lot of these hits from the government, etc., government bodies. But now it's just more and more onus coming on to the creator, and that just starts COPPA 2.0, then WW3. Yeah, pretty much, Ian. Pretty much. Children are able to access my content now, though parents through a parent's device. My fault? No, exactly, Ozzy. I agree. We all know that in layman's terms, kids are going to watch. Parents don't mind their kids watching it. They're going to throw it on for them. What can you do? I brought up that example of games. For a kid, my daughter was like 4, where you get one game after another. They're brightly colored. The free type of JavaScript-enabled games. So I leave for a couple of minutes. I come back. It's changed to a game that she's playing at the time where she had to put together a 9mm Beretta and beat the clock. So she had the clip, the magazine, etc. And she's having a ball, snapping them all together. You don't have to be too precise. As long as you get them close to the right one, they're going to fall into it. Okay, that really sucked. I don't want her playing that. That should be reported. Somebody should be monitored a bit more. But I didn't take my daughter completely off YouTube, off the internet because of it. I mean, you got to have a bit of an understanding that it's going to be such a part of it's already a part of their life. We have kids that are at 22, 13, and 9. I'm getting used to all the new ages. and they all grew up in different generations. It's not even like mine where my generation changed. I'm 46, so with some changes. It literally changes almost like another generation every 6 years now because technology jumps that much farther. They have no other choice. They got to be part of it. There's no stopping that in some shape or form. And yes, monitor them. They can't have a free-for-all onto it. But it's 16. My daughter had to go back into a car seat this year. She was out of a car seat. Her feet were like on the floor. If she put down her toes the tiniest bit, she could touch the floor. We have lower seats in our car that we have. But they decided, oh, no, that's not safe. So now they went back to the law. Now they made a new one that you have to be 13 or 4'9" to get to not have to use the chair. I know not 9. What age was it?
Yeah, I think it was 9. 9 or 10. I'm not sure even anymore.
Oh, and they wanted to bring it up to 13. They're working now. Yes, they went up to 10, I think it
Yes.
is. And now they want to get it to 13.
Yes, because
See,
our middle one would have to be there.
And this is what's happening right here. You see, somebody said kids should have a car seat because they can get killed easy. I don't want my child to die. The funny part is by putting her back in that seat, her feet went up higher, making her more exposed where she had been the other way. She's more protected because she's sitting firmly in a properly mounted actual seatbelt, feet touching the floor at that point in her life. And that's exactly what's happening here. And now it's just the worry is the start of tag-ons and tag-ons and tag-ons. And I can't stress it enough. Up to 16, we're talking driver's license age, having to get parents' consent so they don't see a McDonald's commercial or an embedded Oculus paid for sponsorship on a video. I mean, how much can you wrap a child up in bubble wrap at this point?
Yeah, our government in general, not just ours, but in states and even overseas in Europe, has become a little bit of a nanny state lately. But definitely YouTube and internet in general is a huge representation of that. Like give the power back to parents. Give the parents the ability to choose what their children want to watch. It's not our as creators' responsibility to teach or to look after the children. I mean, it's parents' responsibility. And as Pixel Be Alive was here bringing up as well, there should be studies of digital citizenship available at schools as part of education if that's the problem. If there is a problem about security, about how to communicate online, and more people are communicating online, well, maybe we should look more into that than limiting the content creation. And yes, my Eastern European thinking is talking about the conspiracy theories here, because obviously there are huge corporations like Disney, Amazon, Netflix, and so on that are having a less and less stake in content creation right now because of the YouTube and other content platforms rising up. So I'm not saying that's what happened, but still, well, they want to prevail, they want to earn money, and if we are taking over the piece of their pie, well, maybe something had to be done. I don't know, just guessing.
And by the way, Quicksilver, I understand with you completely. I was just saying, at the point she was at, she was properly matched with this because the seatbelt drops low. It was across her shoulders properly. Her feet were on the floor. She was matching all the criteria to be safely in that seat and not have anything done to her, is what I mean. I agree. But now there's some of them saying for 13 years old, and they're going to want them 6'2" otherwise. Like, soon I'm going to be back in a car seat.
We were laughing that your sister would have to go.
My sister's screwed. If they go over 5'2", or what she calls it 5'2.5", she's going back in the seat. I'll be there to put her in it myself. I would love nothing more, but nonetheless, yeah. So
now, getting back to what we talked about, raising the age, the FTC Commissioner Phillips was asked during the live streams that we talked about at the beginning of this show about this exact bill and what is going on with raising the age. They only mentioned it at the end and really very vaguely. I'm not sure why. Maybe there wasn't enough information on it. But nevertheless, he was asked, well, what exactly is going to happen with that? And is FTC changing the age? Well, he kind of footballed it back to the government, and I guess that's how legislation does work. He said that Congress, it is up to Congress to define the frame of protecting children's privacy, and Congress sets the policy. That means that it is going to be up to Congress to define if it's going to be 13 as it is right now, or 16 years of age that you are going to fall under COPPA. Now, the new COPPA, in quotes, is into effect already, and it continues on to be. The new Protect bill is amendment to COPPA, so that means if approved, it is going to be a part of COPPA, and it will bring some changes. I will include the full law, the full bill that have been housed right now in the description below after, as always, so you can go over and check it out for yourself. All the changes that they have proposed, they're yet to be voted on, but nevertheless, 16 is the target age now that they are thinking about. And guess what? How it gets marketed now, and the articles that we have read just lately, is parents get the delete button. Yes, they're not featuring the 16 years of age thing. They're featuring that you're going to be able to delete the history of your kids' watches. Well, you were able to do it anyway, but that's how they're marketing it. So more likely is going to be able to push it through. For now, there is a majority of people in the House apparently are for it. So we'll just have to wait and see.
That's right, guys. There's lots more around the horizon on this. It is unbelievable story. And if you see sometimes when you guys ask us questions about COPPA and we legitimately go, I'm not quite sure. Well, you see where you can get where we're getting information from. You can understand our confusion now and then. It makes it kind of hard to get a straight answer from anybody. So it's not from lack of trying or want to know. We're just kind of in the dark as much as the ones leading it. I'm playing a little bit of it over, guys, here and there, so everybody gets to see the confusion that we're talking about here. So let's jump back to one of my favorite little segments here.
Phyllis, could you summarize what exactly did the FTC settlement with YouTube do? Just what is?
I think I'm probably not the best person to speak.
Sarah?
Let's have Sarah do it.
Oh, no, I was actually thinking Phyllis would be the best person to do it. Because I think one thing is, like, there's been a lot of focus on YouTube, but COPPA, and I think that's one of the reasons Amelia here has a broad impact, right? YouTube is, like, very much a big name in the conversation, but is by far not the only. And I know Phyllis represents a lot of different clients that have been impacted by this as well, and perhaps it's more helpful for someone outside of the settlement to talk about it as opposed to someone who was in the settlement. We can obviously point people to a lot of information on the record as well.
Okay, well, we're short on time here. I just need someone to give us a really quick overview of what the settlement requires. So, someone.
Anybody?
Jump in?
Anybody? Any
I mean,
takers?
Okay,
How about
take
you in the
that.
chat? You
And,
give an
know,
answer.
We have a commissioner in the audience, so he can also speak to it as well.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
I don't know to laugh or to cry. I don't know.
It's insanity. It really, truly is in every shape and form.
Super sticker, super chat, super sticker, super chat. Southern Farm and Kitchen said sorry to Andrew beforehand, and thank you so much for that super sticker, super chat.
I'm used to those sorries. I know them very well. Thank you very much for the warning. Sorry I didn't see it, but thank you very much for the support. Girl Sergeant, how are you, by the way? Good to see you. Hope you're doing fantastic. So yeah, guys, there it is in a nutshell. A very bizarre... I don't want to say pointless because I feel bad for the host putting this together. It was a very, very fundamental attempt to get some answers. Very poorly orchestrated by YouTube and the COPPA representatives. And as a side note, I seen that a while ago. Somebody wrote about COPPA's ruining YouTube. Well, really, YouTube could have acted earlier and saved a lot of this mess. All they had to do was go and deal with it, set it up, get YouTube Kids started, firmly abstain that no content made for kids geared under 13 is to be viewed on here. Move it on over there. In my opinion, the next thing was age verification. Would have saved so much grief and misery. I'm telling you guys, I know some people say, oh, I don't want to have my name in that. If you've ever shopped at Amazon or anywhere else, you've given your name to somebody for free, registered on here, then you're fully liable if you watch something you don't want to watch. You let somebody watch through you that you shouldn't. It would get rid of troll problems and all that stuff wrapped into one. So many great things could come out of it. So I know some people in the amendment and stuff like that and don't want to give out. But like I said, I'm sure you've shopped somewhere online at this point. You've given your credit card to somebody. They don't need to pay for it. Just to register you. You're on file. Here you go. If you complain, well, you chose to be on here. Oh, your son seen something they didn't like and he's crying his eyes out? Well, you should have been watching what he was watching. And as a side bonus, trolls, all the other garbage, and that would be handled in one shot like that. Because if somebody went screwing around, there's a name attached to it. So it's not all COPPA's fault. I'm not trying to stand up for them. I'm just saying there's a lot of blame to go around on this whole issue here. And YouTube deserves its fair share of it as well. So.
Yes, definitely. We do need a meeting with YouTube. YouTube creators do need a panel with YouTube because as we talked about in the last COPPA video that we made, I think a week ago or so, when YouTube actually implemented their guidelines on YouTube on the 6th of January, and we talked about that. It is different between YouTube and COPPA. YouTube does one thing, like FTC does a different thing, and it not necessarily intertwines completely. There's, some things that are similar, some things they share in between, but really they go two separate ways. So if we talk about COPPA and FTC, and that's what we talked about today, then there's one thing, and a possibility of raising the age, which then would really be something, something really that will change everything if it's not yet already done that. But then it's another part of YouTube and their changes that they have implemented, decided to blanket them and secure them basically across the board. And those changes are not necessarily the ones that COPPA required them to do. So really, as creators, we should be more concerned about YouTube changes because they already are in place no matter what FTC or commissioners decide to do or, the House decide to vote on. The YouTube changes are already in place, and those are the ones that are going to impact you directly as a creator with regards to your content, the ability to earn money per personal advertising, the comment section, features, and so on and so on and so on. Regardless of FTC, that's on YouTube, that's guidelines, that's potential guideline strikes, removal, and losing of your channel. So I don't want to get dramatic here, but if you are thinking of whether you comply with COPPA or not, think it in two levels, whether you comply with COPPA so you don't get fined, and most likely you won't, especially if you're a small YouTuber, and then whether you comply with YouTube guidelines, because that can be applied to you even if you just started your channel and you're not monetized, as this week I've showed already with the channels that have been striked and marked just this week by AI. So definitely think about those two levels when you think about COPPA.
A lot of people coming in. Great to see you all. Alejandro Perez is in the house. It is fantastic. So everything is doing great. That is awesome to see you.
How was Penny?
Marty's in the house down the rabbit hole travel. I was laughing when she said when she watches with her kids. I had scrolled up on me. Sorry about that. I watch what my kids watch. Lots of garbage that I have no idea why they like it. But at least I know what they're watching. Exactly. And Grampy Campy's in here. What are they doing to us now? He asked. Maybe you could just give a tiny synopsis, just like 30-second about the whole plumber, and then we'll show a couple of clips.
Well, we talked about the YouTuber and expert panel today that was going on in Washington, and it was made by TechFreedom, available to us to feature to you. And there were some really cool things said by Kreekcraft. So basically, told them all off and go wherever they want.
Please consult with people that do use the internet, and don't make laws for stuff you don't understand.
Yeah, basically told them to go, to go. And complete misunderstanding of the whole situation and YouTube platform itself by Google itself. Yes, Google doesn't understand what YouTube is about. And the director of Institute of Public Representations, the ones who actually do make the law and bills and all of that with FTC.
I was wondering who's going to correct you on experts. I knew somebody's going to write that in the chat. I just knew. This is from our greatest hits side of it.
Could you just summarize what exactly did the FTC settlement with YouTube do? Just what is?
I think I'm probably not the best person to speak.
Sarah?
Let's have Sarah do it.
Oh no, I was actually thinking Phyllis.
No, you. After you. No, you.
Person to do it.
You jump off the
Because
cliff
I
first.
think
No, you
one
jump.
thing is, like, there's been a lot of focus on YouTube, but COPPA, and I think that's one of the reasons Amelia here has a broad impact, right? YouTube is like very much a big name in the conversation, but is by far not the only. And I know Phyllis represents a lot of different clients that have been impacted by this as well, and perhaps it's more helpful for someone outside of the settlement to talk about it as opposed to someone who was in the settlement. We can obviously point people to a lot of information on the record as well.
Okay, well, we're short on time here. I just need someone to give us a really quick overview of.
For the love of God, somebody tell us what the hell it's about.
So, someone.
You want to jump in? I mean, okay, I'll take a whack at it. And we have a commissioner in the audience.
I don't want to be fired for saying something wrong. Please don't ask me.
Yeah. And yeah, we talked about also the new updated laws that might come into place. They have been just presented into the House and will be voted at some point. But right now, just freshly put into the House for raising the age of COPPA. Is this amendment to COPPA?
Whoa. Just in hot off the press, folks. Hot off the press. It's just been announced that people living in Chile, Spain, Australia, Canada, Iceland, and Tobago have to be 37 years old now to watch YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. Just in hot off the press. I just found this out. I've made it. Unfortunately, Xenia can't be here anymore, so it's been a fun ride. So there you go, folks. There's your update. That's right. Xenia, it's been a slice. And here are some memorable moments from Xenia's time on YouTube. Cue music. Cue music. Cue music! I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know what to say. What's going on here? I guess she's still on then. She got to take care of me. You're going to have to monitor what I do on here. There you go. There you go.
Well, yeah, so there you go, guys. If you have any thoughts about all of this craziness going on today, leave the comment in the chat. And of course, if you come back and can leave a comment with your thoughts, we would like to know what you think about all this going on today during the live stream, as well as the new possible law of raising the age. If you do have any ideas about that and thoughts, let us know in the comments down below after the live stream is uploaded. We would like to talk about it some more.
Farmel says we will miss her.
I'll miss you too, Farmel. Heavy Metal Magnet is here. Hello, how are you? Now, if you're just joining our stream right now, stream is available for replay right now, right this minute. So check this out, all the highlights videos. And I wanted to thank you once again, the TechFreedom. It's a non-profit, non-partisan technology think tank who allowed us, and personally, the president of TechFreedom, big thank you for allowing us to use their live stream in our show today so we can inform you about what was going on. So thank you so much to TechFreedom.
And that was really kind. That was really, and I mean, without much notice and stuff like that, I thought that we thought that was pretty awesome.
The link to the full video is down below in the description. So if you want to check out the full replay of the live stream from today, check out that link down below.
And guys, like I said, tonight, anytime mostly we discuss anything disparaging about the platform, we get limited monetization. We never even got into the intro and we were already getting it. If you guys can hit that like button, if it is gray, if you can turn it blue and you can tweet it out, it really does make a big difference, especially a night like tonight. Everybody should know what's going on. It's, you know, you can draw your own conclusions from all of it, but everybody should see it. So if you guys can help us out with that and share it out and that like button, it really does make a big difference. So thank you, Daily Life and Nature. Thank you so very much. I think that the government getting into parenting is a slippery slope. It is the huntsman. I agree it can't be lawless, okay? I get that. There's got to be some things done here, like anywhere else in life. You got to have laws to have freedoms. I mean, we can't be just the Wild West all the time. But there's lots of ways to do it that it doesn't impact on the spirit of being on here. It should be sticking more to the common sense. But that's why people get scared every time they hear new laws coming out about anything, because you worry about it. Okay, this makes sense now. And I'm not saying COPPA did, but just in general. There is times where this law makes sense now, but what's going to be tagged onto it? And how much further are they going to push it once it starts? How many agendas are going to get turned into it? How many extremists, whether left or whether right? Neither. I always said it takes two wings on a bird to fly. And once they start running with it, where does it stop? Would have sent a sicker but crying. So, Pixel. Oh, God. Oh, God. I can see right now. Oh, my God. Hang in there, Pixel Pia. And there's still lots of opportunities through all this. And not all of us are completely. It's just, where does it go from here? How whitewashed does everything become, you know, when it's said and done? And they could have dealt with this in 2011, 2012, for instance, back 2013, 2014, 15, 16, 17. There was lots of times to deal with this before it got to where we were. So that's why I'm not sticking up for COPPA. I'm just saying there's a lot of blame to go around in this whole thing. It was a catastrophe. And if you listen to their answers today, honestly, it's not. It almost, and that was one thing I kind of answered today, was now it makes sense of why it ended up the way it did. I get it. I get why it became such a mess. I get why more things become a mess. And no, I'm sure they're great people, but you're there to represent, to prove your point. Even if I don't agree with your point, at least sell me on your point why you believe it. Give me all the reasons why. And they didn't even want to talk about it, let alone understand it. So kind of doesn't build a lot of confidence in the whole thing, does it, when it's said and done? Just make it so everyone needs an age-verified account. Exactly. Boom, done. And that's what I said in that night. And if you don't have one, great. You can lurk in. You can do all that stuff. Nobody can physically stop you from it. But you can't comment. You can't flag. You can't report. You can't do any of that. And if you're age-verified, then you can. Because guess what? When that would go into it, all kinds of fake accounts wouldn't be able to do anything on here. It would keep botting up channels and numbers. It would keep botting other channels and bother. There's so many benefits to doing that. So a lot of them say, I don't want to give out my credit card to YouTube, but they don't mind giving it out for AdSense. That they're okay with. I trust them for AdSense, but know who I.
It's all the same entity anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, same institution.
So, nonetheless, guys, I think that's our show. We're gonna go hang out with our kids. We want to keep it short enough too, so hopefully other people can come see it. It's a shame that it makes us angry. Sometimes it gets limited monetization for stuff like this. Xenia worked really, really, really hard today, guys, putting this all together. If you guys can just take that 30 seconds and tweet it out, and you can hit a like button, it really does make a big difference. Get more eyes onto it. It's great information. Everybody should know what's going on with it. So you guys take care of yourself. Be well, and we'll talk to you very soon. Be well. Have a great one, guys. See you tomorrow night. Tech Talk Tuesday, guys. Be well.